Hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. I was asked in a comment, which truck did I like better, the International or the Cascadia? And I know this person didn't know, but I drove a Peterbilt in training. Yes, it was years ago, but I still did. So we're going to talk about my personal preferences when we come back. If you're new to my channel, please check out my playlist that will give you good information on rookie tips and what you need to know before you apply for CDL school, as well as my channels tab, because there are a ton of great other YouTube channels up there that are all positive people or funny people or people that are willing to help you and answer questions. And I tried to pick different people from different trucking companies as well, so there's a good array. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, okay. So the first truck I drove was a Cascadia, and it was a manual. And when you don't know anything about trucking, you wind up feeling the most comfortable with what you learn. So I really wanted to stay on a Cascadia. That didn't happen, because then I got sent to a different trainer. My trainer decided to go on vacation. I wound up with a second trainer, and that trainer had a Peterbilt. The problem with the Peterbilt for me was that, number one, the mirrors were really low on the hood, and I'm short, so I couldn't see them. And I'd have to raise my seat up to be able to see over the hood, and I was still pulling myself up on the steering wheel. And when we were driving through Chicago in the work traffic and everything, my seat would have to be up so high that my foot was just touching the pedal. So what was happening was, every time we hit a bump and it has like the air ride seat, I would go up and my foot would come off the throttle, and then I'd go down and it'd go back on the throttle. So the whole truck's going like the whole time I'm driving, and it drove my trainer nuts, and he wanted to kill me and I wanted to kill him, and it just ugh. So what did I like about that truck? I did like that it had a warning. So when you put on your right blinker, if somebody was in your blind side, it gave you a beep, beep, beep. I thought that was cool. However, if you learn how to use all your mirrors properly, you won't even need that warning. So, is it a cool feature? Yes. Is it absolutely necessary? No. Something else I didn't like about the truck, though, was the way you had to climb up to get up onto the top bunk. I seriously, because I was short, I seriously felt like I was a gymnast. Like, I had to, like, climb up and then swing my little leg, woo, and try to, like, flip over. I'm sure it was not a pretty sight. So, okay, so Peterbilt, I don't want one. Then I went to Cascadia again. And I felt comfortable in the Cascadia. That's what I trained in originally. So I went back to what I knew, and I was all comfortable. What I didn't like about it, I found out, was they're very cold in the wintertime. They're very drafty, and they shake a lot. Like Cascadias, freight shakers, people are not making this up. This is the truth. They shake. So you can be driving down the road and just get a little bit of wind, and the whole cab's shaking like this. They can be very drafty, and because of that, when I had the cat, I had the water bowl in the front, and I had my curtains closed in the back, and Wyoming wind was just pushing the air into my truck, and the water bowl was absolutely frozen. Like, the water was frozen solid, like I could turn it upside down and there was no water coming out there. Now, behind the curtain, it wasn't warm, let's put it that way, but I wasn't going to freeze to death. It was, you know, it wasn't like 65 or 70. It was more like 50 or 55. It was okay. Also, like I said, they were very drafty, and where the window switches were and the mirror switches, all that, you could feel the air come up. Now, I had 2 different Cascadias, and I felt this on both, so don't tell me it was just your truck. No, it wasn't. There's a 2015 and a 2016. They were both manuals. Also, they leak. The Freightliners leak a lot. So the marker lights up above would crack a lot, and then they would fill up with water, and then the water would drip down and it come through the windshield, and your whole dash would be full of water. And I'm serious, like I would go get them replaced like twice a year. Also, they had a split windshield at the time. Now, I think the newer ones don't, but I could be crazy. You guys tell me if I'm crazy. Well, I know I'm crazy. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong about this. Tell me down in the comments below. Do the split windshields on the Freightliner, are they thinner? Because I swear I was always having rocks, pebbles, like all kinds of nicks and cracks. Between my 2 Freightliners, I know I had at least 8 of the panels replaced. And there were 2 that were like the size of a, like, you know, little tiny nick or something that they wound up fixing. So, tell me if it's the windshields. I'd like to know that. Then we get to my International. I've had 2 Internationals. One was a 2017. Had a lousy transmission. I was told that it's an Allison transmission. It was a 10-speed. It was push button. The push button feature was kind of cool. It had some additional storage space, and it didn't have the cabinet where the refrigerator goes. So I'm able to have a tall refrigerator with a freezer on top. However, by doing that, they took a cabinet out. So in a sense, I have a little bit more storage space, but then I also don't. At the end of the bunks on each side, they did put storage space. I have that in one of my videos when I'm talking about condos and lightweights up here. And I show you the cargo nets and the storage in the truck. It's not my truck, it's a demo truck, so don't get excited. You're not seeing the inside of the truck. Something that I really, really like about the International is it is so much better insulated. So in the winter time, it keeps the heat in. You don't have that draft. Something that you need to be careful of though, when I was driving the International for the first time. Now, my 2020 that I have has a different, it has an Eaton transmission and it's got 12 gears. The 2017 had a different feature backing up, so it would buck a lot and it would like get away from you and you'd have to like push your foot on the throttle, and if you didn't do it enough, it wouldn't move, and if you did too much, it would jump. So it was really kind of scary to back up. I would imagine it would be really scary for a new person, and it would be really frustrating because then if it would start to roll forward and then you'd lose your angle, it wasn't fun. But the 2020 is amazing. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. Look, my jersey coming out. When it comes to the wind though, in the Internationals, they're heavier and they don't shake as much in the wind. So when I was driving the International in the wind for the first time, here I am. I didn't notice the wind. It was nighttime. You couldn't see flags or trees or anything blowing. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden, my trailer went, choo! I was like, whoa, what the heck was that? It wasn't cool. I was like, I gotta slow this down. So I had to learn to listen for the wind, the whistle going across the windshield. And it goes, shh. So the higher pitch, the stronger the wind. So that was something I had to learn to become adjusted to. I don't like the under the bunk storage. International really screwed up with that one. They put the vent in a weird place. So if you put stuff under your bunk, you're actually blocking the vent. They could have just moved it a little bit and you would have been fine, and I could have had a whole bunch of storage under there. But because there's no storage under the bunk, see, we have APUs, so the little bit of storage that's under the bunk is taken up by the APU. Because of that, I had to get chain racks put on the outside for the Internationals. So the Cascadias had a lot of room under the bunk, and I could put the chains in them, and the Internationals don't. At least at Prime, because the APUs. There's a couple little features on the trucks on the Internationals that I don't like. One is a door alarm, and when you pull the brakes and you know, turn the truck off and open the door. It has this stupid doorbell. Ding, 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 ding. Beep, beep, beep. It sounds like a beep. Beep, 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 beep. And it's like, oh my God, rip that out. The first time I saw that, I was in a fuel island, and then I pulled forward and I got out to fill my reefer now. And when I got out, it was beep, beep, beep. I pulled forward and I went in to go run to the ladies' room and get my receipt. And as I'm walking away, it's still going beep, beep, beep. And this guy next to me says, your truck alarm is going off. And I'm like, I don't care anymore. Thank you, but I just don't care anymore. So that was an issue that I just put in the shop too, because I think that I'm having some kind of electrical problem. And that alarm is going off at weird times. Hopefully they'll figure out what it is. And if not, I guess I'll still be here in Springfield. Now, the Internationals are the only automatics that I've driven. I took one of them down Cabbage. The other one I did Grapevine. I did Vale with one of them. So, even though they're automatics, I actually drive them like they're manuals. I was terrified, I said in this video, that I was terrified of the automatic because people would say, oh, you have no control. That's not true. I took Cabbage, put it in 8th gear in the one, and just rode the brakes down. And I did Grapevine. I actually have a video of me going down Grapevine in this 2020. And I never touched the brakes. I touched the brakes once just to activate the Jakes. You have to touch the brakes to activate the Jakes on the International. But once they're activated, you just cruise down and there's no braking at all. So if you know what you're doing and you learn how to drive these trucks the right way, you won't have that anxiety of, oh, I can't drive. And as I tell my mother, that Class A on my license stands for anything. I can drive anything. And so can you. So tell me down below, what is your favorite truck? I want to know. Because I've been in Volvos, I've been in Kenworth, but I've never driven them. And I want to see what you guys have to say. And tell me why you like those trucks more. Because honestly, I love my 2020 International. And like at Prime, one of the rewards for getting your 1,000,000 miles now as a company driver is you get to order your next truck. So I'm working on that. I got another couple years and I'll be getting another International. That's what I'll be doing. So please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me down below your favorite truck and ring the little notification bell. I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.